Left wing is down, so you turn a little to the right and hold that a little more right rudder pressure. That's it. Okay. So now take a look to the right, see if there are any airplanes out there. It looks like it's clear. So turn the controls a little to the right while you're looking outside and holding the nose steady in the background. Notice it's come up a little bit, so let it come down just a little bit. Turn the controls a little bit more to steepen up the bank. And then neutralize the controls just the way they are now. We'll stay in this turn. And you need to push a little harder on that right rudder. So you bring the tail around in the turn. A little harder on the right rudder pressure. That's it. Watch the nose. Hold it steady on the background. Look in the direction to turn for other airplanes and where you're going. And then we cross-check the airspeed. And this confirms our nose position, which I call pitch. And we want to see the airspeed right about where it is at 70. That's our best rate of climb speed. If we're in this turn, and we're watching the nose and where we're going for other airplanes, and then cross-check the airspeed, and the airspeed is less than 70, we let the nose come down just a little bit and wait. If it's a little bit faster than 70, we raise the nose a little bit. So let's continue our turn to the right. Turn the controls to the right, watch the nose, don't let it go up or down. Push a little harder on the right rudder pedal. And then whenever you have the amount of bank you want, then you neutralize the controls the way they are now, and the airplane stays in the bank. Let's continue our turn all the way around just for practice. Notice the nose has come up a little bit, so just push forward and bring it back down to where it was, right about here, and then continue the turn. So inadvertently, you just pulled back a little bit. So develop a scan, watching the nose, hold it right here, right where it is. Don't let it go higher or lower. In fact, just relax your grip on the controls and see what the nose does. It pretty much stays there, doesn't it? Yeah, so you just have a light touch on the controls. Bank a little more to the right, we'll head over toward our long bridge. Watch the nose, don't let it go up or down. If it's going up, chances are you pulled a little bit. And while we're making this turn, look to the left for other airplanes. Let's start a left turn. Turn the controls a little to the left. Turn the controls to the left. Relax the right rudder pressure a little bit. Turn the controls left. There you go. We'll watch the nose, don't let it go up or down. Notice it's dropping a little bit, pull it up a little bit higher in the nose. And shallow the bank by turning a little bit in the other direction. That's good. Let's stay in this turn to the left. If we can get out of this range, there you go. Let's continue this turn for practice all the way back around. Making the nose cut an arc across the horizon, a nice even arc. Watching the nose, develop a keen awareness of where the nose is against the background. Look in the direction of the turn for where you're going in other airplanes. And cross-check our airspeed to confirm our pitch or our nose position. If it's at 70, then we're just going to where we want to be for the climb. Notice how high it is on the horizon. That's about as high as we'll ever get it. We'll look to the right for other airplanes, and let's roll into a right turn. But before you do it, notice the nose. As you bank, hold it right where it is. Don't let it go up or down. As you bank to the right, it may want to drop a little bit. And there may be an overbanking tendency. You may just have to neutralize the controls to keep the bank right where it is. That's good. Stick with it. Watch the nose. Make it cut a nice even arc across the horizon.
Traffic vehicle with aircraft in tow crossing the activity Alpha 2 west to east. Standpoint.
So all this time we've been climbing. This is our vertical speed indicator. It shows we're climbing at 600 feet a minute. And our nose is high in the horizon the way it is now in the climb. And our airspeed is slow at about 70 or full power. Okay, level the wings and let's fly straight ahead. Good. So the next thing I want to show you is how to stop our climb, which I call leveling out. And what we're going to do is lower the nose about 3 inches lower. At the same time, pull the throttle out about an inch. Don't even look at it. Just pull it out an inch. And push forward and lower the nose. That's good on the throttle. And this is our trim wheel. Roll this up about 3 or 4 clicks. 1, 2, 3. Go ahead and do that. Roll it up. That's good. Relax your grip on the controls and see if the nose floats up or down. It's floating up, isn't it? So push it back down to where it was and roll the wheel up a little bit more. And then relax your grip and see if it stays there. You may have to make another adjustment. We'll see. And we can see we're climbing a little bit, so push the nose down about an inch. First, lower the nose by pushing forward on the controls. Hold it right here and roll the trim wheel up just a little bit more. That's good, and check it again. In a climb, we're cross-checking the airspeed to confirm our pitch, our nose position, but in level flight, we're cross-checking the vertical speed. And relax your grip again. Let's see where the nose floats up or down. Just look at my hand. Just relax your grip like this. So we can see the nose is floating up a little bit, and we're climbing. So push forward. Lower the nose a little bit. Hold it in this new position and roll the trim wheel up to relieve the pressure. That's good. And check it again. Look under the right wingtip for airplane, and then roll into a right turn. Turn the controls to the right, push the right rudder pedal, watch the nose, don't let it go up or down. Now shallow the bank a little bit, and turn the controls to the neutral. There you go, stay in the turn, watching the nose, where you're going, and cross-checking the airspeed. So our airspeed is good, which means our pitch, our nose position on the horizon is just right. Let's deepen up the bank to the right. As you make this right turn, you need to push a little harder on the right rudder pedal. A little harder. A little harder still. That's good. You can feel the tail come around a little bit. All right. Let's start a left turn. Turn the controls to the left. Push the left rudder pedal a little bit and watch the nose. Don't let it go up or down. It may want to drop. Because of these clouds, I'm going to help you with the turn to make a little steeper bank. There we go. Touch the clouds. Now we're watching the nose. Notice it's much lower than it was in the climb. Now wherever it is against the background, we're holding it steady, so it cuts a nice even arc across the horizon. Let's continue our turn up this way. And level the wings. And as you level the wings, you have to push forward a little bit, bringing the nose back to where it was. In the turn, we have to pull back a little bit to keep the nose where we want it because of a loss of lift. Then when we level the wings, then we regain that lift and we have to push forward, relaxing all that back pressure. All right, so now if we want to descend, we're going to reduce the power below the green arc. So we pull out the carburetor heat. Go ahead and do that. Now pull the throttle back until we have 2,000 RPM. You'll notice the nose wants to drop a little bit, and go ahead and let it drop. So you're taking a look here, looking back outside, looking back at the tack, looking back outside. Splitting your attention between what you see outside and an instrument you need to check. Pull the throttle back a little bit more to 2,000. As we descend and the airspeed increases, the prop spins faster. But now the nose is even lower than it was in level flight, isn't it? So these are three different configurations: the climb, the level flight, the cruise, and then the descent. And we'll go down a little bit lower below these clouds and practice some turns. A series of rain squalls that are moving through. This is the one that just passed over. A little bit of a break here. All right, let's practice a left turn while we're descending. Look to the left for other airplanes. And start a left turn. Watch the nose. It'll want to drop. Don't let it. Watch the nose against the background, wherever it is. Look in the direction of the turn for where you're going. And now because we're in a descent, we cross-check the airspeed to confirm our pitch. In a climb and a descent, we use the airspeed, and a level flight, the vertical speed. Notice that we're a little slower than 100, and we'd like to be at 100, so just let the nose come down a little bit. Look to your right for other airplanes, and start a right turn. Turn the controls to the right, push the right rudder pedal, watch the nose against the background. Now the leg, hold it steady, don't let it go up or down. You can also listen to the sound of the engine. If it's getting louder, then the nose has lowered a little bit. If it gets softer, the nose has come up a little bit from where it was. So use a feeling in your body, a sensation in your body, what you see, and also what you hear. All your senses. Look under the left wing for airplanes. Let's start a left turn. Push the left rudder, turn the controls to the left. Watch the nose. Don't let it go up or down. It'll want to drop. Don't let it. There may be an overbanking tendency, so you may have to compensate by neutralizing control so the bank doesn't get overly steep. All right, let's fly straight ahead now. Alright, now all this time we've been descending, the nose is lower than it was in level flight. Let's resume level flight by pushing in the carburetor heat, bringing the power back up to 2400 RPM and pushing in on the throttle. The nose will want to come up and let it come up. Let the nose come back up to where it was before in level flight. Push the throttle in a little bit more up toward 2400 RPM. So you're taking a look here, looking back outside, looking here, back outside. Good. And now because we're in level flight, we cross-check our vertical speed, which we would like to see at 0. And it's up a little bit, so just let it nose come down a tiny bit. That's good. Then we wait. There's a 10 or 15 second lag here until it reads accurately. There's also a lag in the airspeed.
So we want our airspeed at about 70?
No, in level flight, whatever airspeed we get with the power setting that we choose is what we get, and we can't control it.
Okay.
All right, look under the left wing tip for airplanes and start a left turn. But before you do, notice where the nose is and commit to holding the nose right where it is. Don't let it go up or down as you make the turn. You're watching over the nose, looking in the direction of the turn for other airplanes, and cross-checking our vertical speed. We're descending a little bit, so raise the nose just a little bit and wait, and continue the turn. Takes 10 seconds for this to read accurately. And stay in this turn all the way around just for practice. You're watching the nose, developing a keen awareness of where it is against the background, so you can notice small changes, up or down. Looking in the direction of the turn for where you're going in other airplanes, and cross-checking the vertical speed. So develop this scan. It's a nice lazy scan, so you're collecting information and translating it into control pressure. And now we can see the road coming up. Let's try to manage our bank, so just when we get to the road, we're 90 degrees to it. I think you need to shallow your bank to accomplish that a little. That's good. Hold a shallow bank. Let's continue toward the road. Hear the sound of the engine getting a little softer. The nose came up a little bit. And then try to cross the road exactly 90 degrees with the wings up and down the road. Then after we cross the road, wait 2 seconds. And now look to the left for airplanes and begin a left turn. Check the nose. Don't let it go up or down. Turn the controls left, a little bit of left rudder. Watch the nose and let it go up or down. Look in the direction of the turn for where you're going and soon the road, and back to the vertical speed. Back to the nose, where you're going in the road, and the vertical speed. Developing this scan, collecting information. And now we want to experiment with how much bank we have in this last half of this circle, so that just when we get to the road, we're 90 degrees to it. I think you might have to shallow the bank a little bit, by turning a little bit to the right to shallow the bank. So we can time our turn, so just when we get to the road, we're 90 degrees to it. Notice the nose has come up a little bit, so bring it back down just slightly. And then use whatever bank you need, so just when you get to the road, you're 90 degrees to it. Before we started our turn, then when you level the wings, it feels like you have to push forward, relaxing that back pressure, just to keep the nose where it was. So you've learned how to climb, descend, make level turns and descending turns, how to make S turns and turn around a point. So that's a lot. But now I'm going to show you what we do when we come in for a landing. We need to transition to another configuration, which I call approach configuration. We're going to reduce the power all the way to 1700, so we need the carburetor heat because we're going to reduce the power below the green arc on the tack. So we're going to pull the carburetor heat all the way out. Last time when we pulled the power, we let the nose drop. This time we're not. Notice where the nose is. We're going to hold it here. As you reduce the power, the nose will want to drop, but don't let it. Hold it where it is, and then we'll raise the nose even a little bit more to slow us to 80. And we may roll the trim wheel up, down a little bit when we do that. So pull the power back to 1700. Notice where the nose is. Watch the nose. Pull out an inch. Look outside. Pull out an inch. Check the RPM. Look back outside. Hold the nose where it is. It'll want to drop now. Pull it out an inch. Pull it out another inch. Another inch. Another inch. Keep pulling back 3 inches. Pulling back all the way to 1700. Pull back a little more quickly. Right, a little bit more. A little more. 1700. The nose is dropping. Don't let it. Pull the throttle back a little bit more to 1700. Hold the nose right where it is. That's good. Roll the trim wheel down just a little bit to relieve the pressure.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now in the inboard portions of the wings, we have flaps another control surface, and then come down together.